Welcome back to The Bark, Episode 9, our baseball special. My name is Teddy Weinert with Logan Whitehead, and today we're going to take you through some of the biggest baseball signings and trades, some of the biggest prospects to watch out for this spring training, and our awards predictions.
Today I'm going to start off with talking about some of the biggest trades and free agency signings of this offseason.
This MLB offseason has fostered some of the most surprising trades and free agency signings that the league has seen in a long time. The biggest move this offseason was bound to be where Juan Soto agreed to sign after his season with the Yankees. After considering offers from multiple teams, he ultimately decided to take his talent to the New York Mets. When Soto and the Mets finalized the contract, it became the largest deal in pro sports history, where Soto agreed to a 15-year, $765 million contract. The deal includes an opt-out clause for Soto after 5 seasons with the Mets, as well as a no-trade clause and a $75 million signing bonus, proving just how high the Mets value Soto's talent. As for Soto's reason for signing with the team, he feels that they can give him the best opportunity to win this season, and although the team may not look as good on paper, he believes that they have the talent and the capability to make it far. In more news about free agency, the baseball world was highly anticipating where Corbin Burnes, the Orioles' ace pitcher, was going to sign, and was surprised to find him landing with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Burnes signed a 6-year, $210 million deal, which is the richest in franchise history, surpassing Zach Greinke's 6-year, $206.5 million deal. Burnes' agreement also includes an opt-out clause after the 2026 season. Burnes was regarded as the top free agent pitcher for this offseason, which is why experts and fans were surprised when he signed with the Diamondbacks, who had not been on his radar of a multitude of teams. With returning starting pitchers Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly, Eduardo Rodriguez, Brandon Pfaadt, Ryan Nelson, and Jordan Montgomery, all under contract for the 2025, the addition of Burnes leaves questions about possible trades to build around the star pitcher. Now moving into some of the biggest trades that have happened this offseason, starting with 3-time All-Star Kyle Tucker being traded to the Chicago Cubs from the Houston Astros. This was a 4-person trade where the Astros received third baseman Isaac Paredes, pitcher Hayden Wesneski, and Cam Smith from the Cubs. Tucker will be getting $16.5 million from the Cubs for the 2025 season, and with this transaction, the Cubs are putting themselves in a win-now scenario with the star power that Tucker brings. The last offseason trade that you should know about is the Garrett Crochet trade that happened between the White Sox and the Red Sox. In return for giving the Red Sox Crochet, the White Sox add a very good group of players in catcher Kyle Teel, outfielder Brandon Montgomery, infielder Chase Medroth, and pitcher Winkelman Gonzalez. Crochet's contract with the Red Sox includes a 1-year deal for $3.8 million guaranteed. The Red Sox have had their eyes on someone who can bring the team back to contendership, and they think that Crochet has the qualities to be that figure. We will be on the lookout for more trades before the start of spring training, but that's all from me now, sending it back to the studio.
Thanks, Logan. I'm definitely excited about the Kyle Tucker trade. Being able to get a superstar like that for the Cubs is really awesome. They also acquired Ryan Pressly, a closer who, fun fact, threw the final out and Kyle Tucker caught it in the 2022 World Series for the Astros. So they've been on the field before. They have some playoff experience with each other.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Now sending it to Cooper Garland for the new prospects to look out for this spring training.
Thank you so much for having me on The Bark. With spring training right around the corner, I thought right now would be a great time to look at some prospects that you guys should be keeping out for in the next month of games. First off is Marlins prospect Jacob Marcy. While the Marlins don't look like to have the most promising future in the league, they do have a lot of young talent. Marcy was recently acquired in the Luis Arias trade, where he only batted about .200 throughout his minor league career. However, once he was able to get to AAA, he started to bat .275 and really looked like a great defender out in the outfield. Since they don't have much outfield depth, I think Marcy could definitely make the opening day roster and be a big old thumper out there. Next up is Drake Baldwin. While the Braves did struggle with a lot of injuries this past offseason, especially to Ronald Acuna Jr. and Spencer Strider, one of the most underrated injuries that they had was catcher Sean Murphy. While Murphy is over the age of 30, he still gives great power at the plate and is able to block like no other. However, this does enter a little bit of room for Drake Baldwin. Baldwin, one of their top prospects, was able to bat .276 last year in the minors while also having 16 home runs. Since Travis d'Arnaud left in free agency to go play for the Angels, right now is a great time to call up Drake Baldwin and let him get the backup role. Switching gears over to the NL Central, we have Quinn Matthews. This past offseason, the Cardinals lost two main staples of their pitching staff in Lance Lynn and Kyle Gibson, both over the age of 35. While they are also looking for youth on the pitching side, they do need somebody who can throw lefty. While he did have a high ERA last year in the minors, he was able to strike out a lot at nearly 11 Ks per nine. I think that he'd be a great addition to this staff who really needs that lefty starter who can get people out quickly. If he's able to develop just a little bit during the spring training, I think we could see him on the main staff. Second to last is Jacob Misiorowski. This past offseason, the Brewers decided to trade closer Devin Williams to the Yankees in exchange for Nestor Cortes Jr. and Caleb Durbin. This comes just 2 years after they traded their closer, Josh Hader, to the Padres. To me, this opens up a clear spot for Jacob Misiorowski, who's a 6'7" righty who throws 101 on his fastball and has a nasty splitter and curveball. If he can continue to get those high strikeout numbers and keep his ERA low, I should see no reason why the Brewers can't let him be their closer to the future. He's still only in his early 20s, so he should be able to have plenty of future ahead. Lastly is Matt Shaw. Matt Shaw looks to be the third baseman of the future for the Chicago Cubs. After they traded third baseman Isak Paredes, Hayden Wesneski, and prospect Cam Smith for Kyle Tucker, there was a clear hole at third base. Shaw, the 13th overall pick in the 2023 MLB draft, looks to be the future that they need in the hot corner. He's looked great, with many comparisons to Dustin Pedroia. He should be the opening day starter, and he should be one of those prospects that you need to know going into this offseason as the NL Rookie of the Year favorite. Thanks. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Cooper. It's definitely going to be interesting to watch these guys' career unfold throughout these next upcoming seasons.
Yeah, I totally agree. Watching young guys is always great to see how they progress. And now I'm going to take us through my predictions for the NL and AL MVP and Cy Young for the 2025 season.
The choice for National League Most Valuable Player is easily Shohei Ohtani. Having winning it last year, the Dodgers' two-way star is one of the best players in baseball. He put up the first 50-50 season last year, and if he's able to repeat something near the same, especially because he is going to be pitching again, he should easily win this award. Moving on to the American League Most Valuable Player, we have Bobby Witt Jr., the runner-up to Aaron Judge last year. Witt had a very solid chance to take it home. The 24-year-old put up 32 home runs and stole 31 bases last year, and every odd says he is to do that again. He only missed one game all of last year and has played near 150 games the past 3 years, so the only real barricade to him winning an MVP is Aaron Judge having an insane year or an injury sidelining him. Now to the National League Cy Young, which looks to be Paul Skeens. The reigning NL Rookie of the Year has his sights set on bigger and grander goals for his pitching performance this year. Coming into MLB last year, he was one of the most looked forward to debuts since Steven Strasburg, and if other candidates like Zach Wheeler or Chris Sale can have a year as good as him, he will have competition, but the young right-hander has a very good shot at being the best pitcher in the National League. Finally, the AL Cy Young. The other award in here that could be repeated is by Tariq Skubal. After the elite left-hander broke out last year, he did win the Triple Crown, winning the most games as a pitcher, striking out the most batters, and had the league-leading ERA, an award that was actually won last by Tigers legend Justin Verlander. If Skubal can somewhat get close to this, he can have a very dominant year and has less competition in the American League to repeat this award. And I'll send it back to the studio now.
And those are my predictions for this year. One storyline to watch out for is Paul Skeens going from Rookie of the Year to Cy Young for the first time in a decade.
And that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching. From Teddy Weinhardt and Logan Whitehead, this was the special baseball episode of The Bark.